GrapheneOS can seem intimidating at first, but here's a way to get started if, like me, you're deep into Google services, but want a little extra privacy and security. If you haven't installed GrapheneOS yet, run through my linked guide first, then come back when you're looking to get set up with Google Apps. GrapheneOS starts with its own base apps, and while they can get you through for most basic functions, generally in a more secure way, it can be a pretty big change to just jump right in without the traditional Google apps. The first thing you need to decide is if you're happy with Google added in a more traditional Android setup, but without free reign over the OS, or further walled off in its own separate little section. As standard, GrapheneOS installs Google services in a sandbox. This means that instead of a system app with unlimited power, it's isolated from other apps and all permissions can be controlled, including Graphene's extra toggles for all network and sensor access. But you can go one step further, and instead of just installing Google services, you first set up an additional profile and only allow Google to play here, preventing any chance of it intercepting your main profile's data. You will need to swap profiles when you want to use those services though. For my setup, I've just got everything running on the main profile. My life is Google and I'm lazy. To get this rolling, we use the bundled App Store and install the required apps like Google Play, Google Services, and then Android Auto if you want to use that. When installing, just like every app, it'll ask to allow network permission. This is useful to lock down particular apps, but be careful as it may affect functionality. Once installed, we can now access Google Play to install any app as we would on a typical Android device. Again, rolling through with the network permission prompts. Most apps work fine through here, but there are a small number which block GrapheneOS outright. Generally government apps and eBay. It may seem a bit redundant to use GrapheneOS with Google Apps, but then we all got to start somewhere. And the standard settings are more secure and privacy focused than regular Android. And you do have more overall control of your device. Some cool extra features to check out are the storage and contact scopes, which are an intelligent permission to not give apps full access to your storage and contacts. Settings like auto reboot to return the device to its most secure state when at rest after a period of time. More control over apps, like being able to disable them. The more secure Vanadium browser, and notifications when apps use particular APIs for full transparency. Overall, out of the box with Google services, GrapheneOS was pretty seamless, with just a few extra notifications alerting of activity. I had no issues with any apps I came across either, but with that, there are some things to keep an eye on. Google Messages RCS should work, with GrapheneOS offering full support as of September, but as always, it can be a bit temperamental. Gemini does currently work, but with Google blocking its API on custom ROMs due to unlocked bootloaders, it's unclear if things will escalate. At least with Graphene, the bootloader is relocked, so hopefully that'll be it. Some banking apps might not work, but not a GrapheneOS fault, as this is more on your own bank, with some relying on Google attestation just to be a pain. There is a list of compatible banks if you're worried though, but 3 different Aussie ones I tried had no issue. And the big one for me, Google Wallet NFC payments flat out won't work, as just like those painful banks, requires Google attestation and isn't supported. It can still be installed and used for non-NFC purposes though, like barcode and QR passes. Otherwise, a great entry-level way to get into GrapheneOS. Or the familiarity of Google with a real amount of privacy and security. Now, I wonder if I can manage to go all in and completely Google free one day.